Hi sisters, how are you all doing? I wanted to ask you as well, how's your throat chakra doing? Before I did this video, literally 2 seconds ago, I think it's still carrying on. And I don't think it's my mind. I mean, I hope it's not my mind, but Guru works in many different ways. And before I did this video, again, I was chatting to Lakshmi. And many things, my throat just started clearing out. And I was telling Lakshmi, I think my landlord probably thinks I have corona by now. But we are speaking about the throat chakra today. And there's one thing as well, mind is very powerful. Mind can energize many things, but trust me, I don't think that's one of those situations today. So, welcome to week 6. I do apologize for the delay. I think definitely there was something with throat chakra this week. I hope you have been enjoying the yoga, and this one is going to be, all the energy centers are important, and that's why in my first video I always suggested to keep a nice balance with our lifestyle, the 80-20 rule, because this chakra is the focus. It's focusing on the element of cleansing. Okay, but we're going to start the video, and let's begin. I hope you enjoy this. Be sure to give a thumbs up or comment if you would like to, but I do hope this adds some value to your life. Okay, so we're going to start. Okay, so the characteristics of our throat chakra: it's at the base, the pit of your throat. The color of the petals of this chakra is a lovely purple, and like I mentioned before, the element of this is cleansing, extreme cleansing. Vishuddhi is the name of this chakra in Sanskrit, and it means cleansing. It actually means to be a filter. Okay, and this is no coincidence with the organ that's sitting here, with our gland. Actually, the organ that it's connected to is the liver. But Vishuddhi chakra means cleansing. The goddess that's ruling this chakra is Sakini, and she is whiter than the milkiest, whitest ocean. So it represents really purity and cleansing. The element is ether or space. Of course, the role is communication. It is also blocked by jealousy and lies. Of course, speaking lies, the base of your throat. And when it's balanced, it gives you strength, it gives you knowledge of the occult. And one thing I would like to focus on here is that it also, when it's balanced, it gives you, it frees you from disease. Okay, and I know you may be confused because all the other chakras also does that, but this is the main one. I didn't mention more so in freeing from disease. Each other chakra has its element. But do you know why this one, when it's clear, when we take care of it, why we are free of disease? There's an important gland sitting here, and it's the thyroid gland, which is connected to the liver. Again, it's no coincidence that the energy of this chakra is extreme, not extreme, but it's cleansing. It's white, it's pure, and your liver is your detox organ, along with your kidneys. But the liver and the thyroid gland works together. Okay, so this is extremely important. I'm trying also not to talk about too many things here. So also you will be able to have a long life. Of course, death is predetermined, and you'll be able to tackle any challenges that come your way by being assertive and in any other way. Okay, it also gives you strength, and this allows you to express your true authenticity without hurting others. So we always would like to express ahimsa in any thought, word, and specifically action. Okay, specifically our tongue, that poisonous scorpion sting of our tongue. But moving on to the health tips, I would like to move on to that. And we are focusing on our thyroid gland. Okay, so So the connection between the liver and the thyroid gland, besides the many other functions that it serves, your thyroid gland produces two hormones, your T3 and your T4. Okay, and the liver actually converts your T4 hormone into more activated form that can be used throughout the body. So you see how these two organs are working together, and there goes my Vishuddhi. And in the medical world, the thyroid gland is considered the master gland for many reasons. This controls your entire body. If you zone in and you use a microscope and you zone and you keep zooming in, each cell, besides looking at a frequency energetic aspect of your body, there's an article I've written about frequency of the body and each atom of our cell. That goes far deeper into science. But your body is made up of trillions of cells, and your thyroid gland produces hormones that actually affect the mitochondria, the energy creating aspect in each of your body cells. Now you tell me if that is not important or not. And that is why Vishuddhi Chakra, Vishuddhi it symbolizes free from all disease. Because all your cells is your entire body, your entire physical makeup in this body. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. So what is affecting the thyroid gland the most, and why do we have some issues with the thyroid gland? So yes, there's many articles on this, but you have to first determine whether it's environmental factors, whether it's from the outside, the toxicity, environmental toxicity, which is very common and which people don't actually know is causing the problems for them. And your hormones, of course, if it's a hormonal balance, but that comes back to thyroid, hypothalamus, and so forth, or whether it's inflammation. And believe it or not, people in this day and age suffer from all three, and they're not even sure how they even got there in the first place. Your thyroid glands affecting your weight loss, weight gain, your temperature in your body, like I said, all the energy generation in your cells, brain fog, your ability to concentrate. There's a multitude of things that your thyroid hormones are responsible for. Okay, so one of the major causes, and I don't want to go back to the previous videos about the toxins that we spoke about, but predominantly for the thyroid gland, it's going to be consumption of gluten. And I say this because inflammation is a big cause of disease in the body, and you really do not want inflammation on your thyroid gland. People who suffer from arthritis can have inflammation, and that can be taken care of within 3 months. That's not a problem. But once you start having inflammation of the thyroid gland, you can have autoimmune diseases, and then your body will start attacking its own cells. So as much as possible, we try to keep our gut healthy, and this starts with preventing the intestinal walls from separating, so that the food doesn't go directly into the bloodstream. Okay, and that is another topic again, is our digestive system. Okay, but gluten is one of them. The second one is soy, unfermented soy. Okay, so that's a hormonal issue. I've touched on this a few times, I think. It's been 6 weeks now. And bromine, major cause of thyroid issues. This is toxicity that's been linked in many journals, scientific journals. So bromine is it can come from your chlorine, which in pools, but that's something we can't avoid. So you regularly maintain an 80-20 diet, and you do a detox every once in 3 months or whatever. Your personal care products. So that is why we have some soaps and natural products to prevent that hormonal imbalance. Your food, of course, especially food that's in plastic, and food that's fizzy drinks that's citrusy flavored, like your Fantas and even what's that brand? That Mountain Dew. Yes, there's bromine in there. Ladies, so I just want you to be aware of that. Okay, and I've touched on gluten, but there's one thing we need to really be aware of is our bleached flours that you find in all these baked goodies. So this was banned by many of the health organizations throughout the world, but some countries that are not really up to scratch in terms of their health status would not have banned this. So and there's a lot of unbleached flour where I stay, and believe you me, I've eaten that. I've had my mind being fulfilled by the cupcakes and whatever, but I don't do it often. I really keep it down to 10%, you know. I'm not saying don't eat it, because that's going to be impossible for you to do. You're just going to fall flat on your face trying to be healthy, and then you're going to go into a binge diet cycle, and you're going to start, and then you're determined, and then you go on your diet, and so-called diet, you know. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. Diet is even a crazy word. We should just be naturally eating healthy food, in my opinion, no question about it. Diet binge, you know, you feel guilty, and then you start binging, you go through withdrawal symptoms, and then you just eat whatever you want to eat, and you just try again, and you just repeat the cycle all over again. So this is something I'm also working on, is the psychology behind it. But flour is one of those things that we should try and avoid. And if you're going to eat flour, if you don't have a gluten intolerance, or you don't have celiac disease, or you don't have a thyroid problem, then you know you can have it 20% of the time, or you can just go for your unbleached flours. Okay, so personal care food, citrus flavored orange drinks, swimming pools, toxins in the air, food that comes in plastic that you microwave and that gets nice and hot and releases hormone disruptors into the food. So this, of course, you know, can disrupt the thyroid. And you know, I would like to speak about weight gain. I had a few women asking me about weight issues, and it's not as simple as it seems, as you may know if you have been through this and if you're already researching. But there's so many things I explained to you. If you watch the second or third video, I spoke about the infradian rhythm. So that's the female cycle, you know. So wait for that. It's just a few tips I can give there, which not many women are aware of, to deal with weight. Of course, thyroid gland. Okay, so those are the main things. There's obviously much more, so just be aware of that. I'm not trying to overwhelm you, as always, but this is for those who have a serious health condition with the thyroid. I had a potential client who is 50, and what I noticed with the younger generation, 50 is young actually. There was someone I knew who was 42, and he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. He looks like he's 20 something years old, or say 30, you know, but he was 42. So 50 is still young. I know managers, my ex's manager was 50, yeah, and he was cycling up mountains and doing all the stuff. So it's still a young age, but it depends what you think about yourself, right? Really, it depends who you think you are. So he has a thyroid problem. He's got a goiter, which is in the throat. He doesn't even know. He's on hormone replacement therapy. He's getting T3 and T4. But ladies, he is still continuing to cause his thyroid problem because he doesn't know, right? He's having the Fanta. He's using the personal care products. He's eating the food with the plastic. He's eating the gluten. He is drinking the tap water. Cost is not a factor here. What I'm actually busy with is I'm trying to get the prices as close as possible, affordable for our people to use, to be able to use them, and not break the budget. But I mentioned, once you replace the bad foods, because remember, healthy food is not expensive. That's another thing. So he's continuing to do all these things, and he's taking T3 and T4 medication. By the way, your medications can also, over-the-counter medications, the simple ones, can also contain bromine, okay? Bromine or bromine. And he's gaining weight. He's got sleep apnea. He's thinning hair. He's got energy loss. But no wonder the medication is not working for him. Okay, and this, the doctors don't even see this. I'm not against doctors. I work with them. I work with them. I don't work against them. I work with the natural doctors and our doctors who sort of are catching a wake up right now. Okay, so I would love to tell him this, but you know, he just doesn't want to hear it, and he's at that age where this is it for him, and I'm too young. I'm actually not very young, but I'm not even in my 20s anymore. So yeah, he doesn't even want to know. I tried, but again, this is just for those souls who want to improve their lives. Okay, so moving along, there is also a big one that I want to tell you that is very, very unknown, is your dental fillings. You know, the ones that we put in our mouths to get the teeth looking good and healed. That contains heavy metal toxicity which contributes to thyroid issues, and not only thyroid issues, there's many other issues. So you must speak to your dentist before, you know, you get many natural dentists who can do natural fillings for you, and your vaccines. So yes, there's a big controversy regarding vaccines, and my opinion is obviously the natural way to get your immune system up to scratch. And this is not the last virus we had, certainly not, and the next one is coming, the next one after that will come, and this is definitely not the last one we've had. So we either just get our immune system up to scratch, or we then just can follow this whole system and take vaccines and mess up our entire endocrine system. Because I mean, I don't think our ancestors fought viruses with vaccines. But I'm sorry for, I didn't mean to offend anyone in the vaccine industry. Maybe you guys probably have a good heart and you're just not aware that this is what's been happening to us. But yeah, vaccines one thing, and autoimmune disease I spoke about. So those are just the major ones. There's a few others, but I don't think I have much time to talk about all of that today. So what can you do about it? What can we do about the thyroid? So yes, of course, iodine deficiency, your salt intake, your thyroid depends a lot of, 90% of, a doctor had a study on 500 patients, and he's a natural doctor, and 90% of them had an iodine deficiency. So yes, there's iodinated salt which has iodine in it, but it needs to be processed by the body. So that's why sometimes if you're having gluten, you cannot absorb your iodine because your intestinal lining is not bad. So everything comes back to the gut, okay? Everything really comes back to what we're eating. Everything that goes in here, into your gut, is really going to mess up the whole system. But there's ways around this. So iodine and your vitamin B's, B12s, your selenium, your zinc on a regular basis, magnesium. Most of our Western diet, we do not get all those vitamins. So check out the recipes in the booklet for some B vitamins, selenium, and our greens, spirulina for iodine, which you can have to activate and allow the thyroid to produce more hormones. On the other hand, your thyroid can produce too many, which is very rare. There you can lose weight and so forth. So, but most of us are not even getting selenium, zinc, and most of our intestinal linings is kind of messed up, especially from the GMO foods that we've been eating. So again, I can go on and on and on, ladies. Let me know what you think. If you want the full download, the full Shazam, I will structure it much better for you, yeah, I will do that for you, because right now I want to make this concise for you. But there's a whole lot of things, and it'll be much easier on the website once you see this in a very structured form, instead of me just giving it like this to you and you don't know what to think. But yes, that's thyroid gland for you. Check out those recipes, all your greens, your seaweed, kelp, vegan, selenium. You can have this from Brazil nuts. I mean, who doesn't love Brazil nuts? Okay, so as a vegan, they lack, you guys can lack selenium if you do not take Brazil nut. One Brazil nut can give you selenium for the entire week. So, I mean, people say it's expensive, but hello, go and buy a so big piece of meat. I don't know if I'm reaching you guys all over the world, so a pound or kilogram, 28 grams, pound of meat, or about so much size for your plate, how much does that cost in comparison to get your selenium, or a piece of chicken, in comparison to one Brazil nut that can give you the same amount of selenium that you've just paid for that meat, that piece of meat. And besides, you're avoiding the low frequency from that food and all the saturated fat and all the whatever from that food. I don't want to offend meat eaters, but this is for your own benefit. This is really not for me. I've done my bit. So that's it from me. Before we forget, one of my favorites is ashwagandha, as this balances a lot of your hormones. It's an adaptogen. If you guys don't know what adaptogens are, you can go online and check that out. And of course, your probiotics, pre and probiotics for your digestive system. Okay, so again, the body is interlinked. All the organs are interlinked with each other. Thyroid gland, master gland, controls everything in the body, all your cells. You know what to stay away from, or at least try to stay away from that. I'm here to help you with this process. And I hope this has been a good session for you. I hope you have enjoyed this video on our throat chakra. Be free, ladies, to say what you feel. Do not think, as long as we're not hurting anyone, we're practicing ahimsa, which is non-violence. Express yourself in your most truest, authentic form. Okay, so I will be out, and as always, all my love and support. I stand strong with you who's really trying to make a difference in your life. Okay, all the best, all my love as always. Bye.